Let me ask you something. Why do most people work their entire life and still struggle with money? They go to school, get a job, work hard for 20, 30, sometimes even 40 years, and yet they are still worried about bills every single month. Think about someone around you, maybe your parents, relatives, or neighbors. They work hard every single day. They do everything society told them to do, and still they feel stuck financially. And then you also see a completely different type of person, someone who doesn't look stressed, someone who has time, freedom, and control over their life. So what's the difference? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's financial knowledge. Today, I'm going to take you deep inside the lessons from Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Not like a boring summary, but like a real-life story that connects to your life. Let's begin with Lesson 1, the story of two fathers. The author grew up learning from two completely different mindsets. One was his real father, Poor Dad, who believed in education, job security, and a stable life. He worked hard, followed the system, and did everything right, yet he constantly struggled with money. On the other side was Rich Dad, his friend's father, who believed in financial intelligence, business, and investing. He was not highly educated, but he understood how money works. Now pause and think about this. Both worked hard, both were intelligent, but their results were completely different. And that brings us to the first powerful lesson. Your financial future is shaped not by how hard you work, but how you think about money. In countries like Nepal, most people are raised with the poor dad mindset. We are told to study, get a job, and stay safe, but very few are taught how to build wealth. And because of that, many people stay stuck in the same financial cycle. Now let's move to Lesson 2, the most important lesson of all: assets versus liabilities. This one idea can completely change your life. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket, while a liability is something that takes money out. It sounds simple, but this is where most people make their biggest mistake. For example, buying an expensive phone may feel like success, but it doesn't generate income. It only takes money. Buying a bike on EMI adds monthly payments. Even building a big house with a loan often creates expenses instead of income. Now compare that with assets like land, rental property, business, or stocks. These generate income or increase in value. And here is the golden rule. Rich people focus on buying assets first, while others focus on buying liabilities first. Now this naturally leads to Lesson 3, the rat race. This is the cycle where people work hard, earn money, pay bills, and repeat the same process again and again. Even when income increases, expenses also increase. This is called lifestyle inflation. You start earning more, and suddenly your lifestyle upgrades. Better phone, better clothes, more spending. And in the end, nothing really changes. The truth is, more income does not solve money problems. Better money habits do. Now you might wonder why we are never taught this. That brings us to Lesson 4, why school fails you. School teaches you how to become an employee, but not how to become financially free. You can be highly educated and still struggle with money because financial education is completely missing. Money is a skill, and if you don't learn it, you will always depend on others. Now comes Lesson 5, the difference between rich and poor mindset. Poor people often say, "I can't afford it," and their thinking stops. Rich people ask, "How can I afford it?" and their brain starts searching for solutions. That small shift in thinking changes everything. Your mindset controls your actions, and your actions create your results. Now let's move to Lesson 6, work to learn, not just for money. Most people choose jobs based only on salary, but rich people choose jobs based on the skills they can learn. Skills like communication, sales, marketing, and investing are the real assets that create long-term income. Even if you earn less in the beginning, learning valuable skills will pay you much more in the future. Now comes lesson 7, fear and greed. Fear tells you, what if I lose money? So you never start. Greed tells you, I want quick money, so you make poor decisions. These two emotions control most people's financial life. But rich people learn to control these emotions. They think long-term and stay patient. Now let's talk about lesson 8, building your asset system. Instead of working only for money, you start creating systems that generate income. This could be through investments, businesses, or side income. Slowly, these assets grow and start supporting your life. Now imagine a point where your income does not depend only on your job. That is where freedom begins. Now comes lesson 9, the rich invent money. Most people wait for opportunities, but rich people create them. They see possibilities where others see problems. They take calculated risks and act on them. Opportunity is not something you wait for. It is something you create with knowledge and action. Now let's move to lesson 10, taxes and the power of corporations. Most people earn money, pay taxes, and then spend what is left. But rich people earn money, invest it through businesses or systems, and use legal ways to reduce taxes and protect their wealth. They don't just work for money, they manage money intelligently. Now comes lesson 11, overcoming obstacles. Everyone faces fear, doubt, laziness, and bad habits. The difference is that successful people don't let these stop them. They take action despite fear. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They create progress step by step. And finally, lesson 12, getting started. Because knowledge without action is useless. You don't need a lot of money. You don't need perfect timing. You just need to start. Start small. Save a little. Invest a little. Learn every day. Stay consistent. Now, when you combine all these lessons, you realize the final truth. You must become an investor, not just a worker. If you only work for money, you will always depend on your job. But when you learn to make money work for you, your life completely changes. That is the ultimate goal, financial freedom. Now, let me be honest with you. Most people will watch this video, feel motivated, and then do nothing. But a small percentage will take action and change their future. So the real question is, which one are you? If you truly understood these lessons and want to change your financial life, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment "asset" below. Because that word is not just a comment, it's a decision. I'll see you in the next video.